versus Manuel Martinez. Can our parties announce for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal for the state.
for the defense?
John Kuntz and Megan Enriquez for Mr. Martinez.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you entered a plea on April 26th to the offense, the lesser included offense of indecency with punishment to be assessed at a cap of 8 years. And the state is opposing your application for deferred adjudication. There's chapter 62 registration and no contact with the complainant. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any
No.
objections?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And any witnesses, state?
No, just argument, Judge.
Any
Just
witness?
one witness, Judge, my client's mother, but before we even get started, I submitted some additional letters to the court this morning. I gave a copy to the prosecution as well from family members and former teacher and things like that on his behalf.
All right, any objections to the court reviewing those documents?
No, Your Honor. Mr. Kuntz provided them to me and the state has no objection for the court's review.
All right, court will review the documents. And defense, call your first witness. All
Okay, Nora?
right, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you could state your name for the record, please.
Nora Elizabeth Martinez.
All right, defense.
Thank you. Good morning, Nora. Make sure you speak up because the judge has to hear everything, but also the court reporter is transcribing everything that we're saying, okay? Who are you to Manuel?
His mother,
Okay, and what do you call him?
Meme,
Mehmet? Okay, and how old is Mehmet now?
19.
And let's talk about what sort of child Mehmet was. Tell the judge what sort of kid he was.
A clown, a perfectionist. He strived for a 100% in math every single year. And even when graduating, he was in pre-cal and calculus. He just wanted to do better than everybody else and outperform to make me happy because I was a strict mom as far as grades. If they got anything on a C, they were grounded. It was A and B shift the whole way. There was no excuses. I wanted better for my boys. I have another 17-year-old. So that was just my rules. And it was like, you either get an A or a B or you get grounded. And it was a very tense.
How many children do you have?
2.
All right. And so Mehmet is your older child. Now, how old was he back in the spring of last year, 2021? Was he 17?
He had just turned 18.
Okay. And how long has he been locked up now? Was he locked up in early August?
Correct, about a month shy of a year.
All right. So he's been in custody and out of jail for almost a year.
Correct.
Now, you and I have discussed, we've had numerous phone conversations and we've discussed some more this morning about this whole situation involving your son. Obviously, this is especially personal for you, not just because it's your son, but this allegation involves someone that was at your daycare.
Correct.
Let's talk to the judge about the business you used to have and things like that.
I've been in development since 1993. I did go to school for my basics for RN. I didn't like the program. I always came back to children, always. And went back to get some business classes and kept with my TA classes, teaching assistant classes. And I opened a home daycare in August of 2016. Not at this residence, but at a prior one. And I was very successful in it because my heart's always been in it. And that's what provided our roof over our heads, everything, and what my kids needed.
Did you ever have any indication that Mehmet was going to cause any problems with any of these children?
Never. He was either at practice for whatever he was doing, for example, robotics, chess, wrestling. He was a very good prospect to go to state last year. And he quit because he wanted to help me pay bills. We moved out on our own and everything. We were doing really good with the daycare and everything. And weeks before qualifying for state, he went to talk to his judge, to his coach, and said, I have to quit. He's like, you can't do this to me, because he was retiring that year, his coach. And he's like, you can't do this to me. We're so close. And he's like, I have to help. My family comes first. We're at a totally different spot in our lives. And my brother and my mom come before wrestling, and wrestling was his life. So the coach was like shocked. And yeah, no, that we had different, you know.
If you had had any indication that your son was causing any problems, whether it was physical or something with these, would you have had him working or being around any of these children?
Never. Let me give you an example. My other son had stole a small car from Walmart. He told me when we were in the store one year, and as we were, they thought we were leaving. I told him to put the toy back, of course. As we were leaving, there was a police officer on duty at Walmart. And I said, excuse me, can I have a couple minutes of your time? And he was like, sure, what do you need? And I said, my other son just told me my son was like, and I have pictures of it because I took pictures of them. I got the card of the police officer and I said, you know, if I don't stop you now, this is not something for your future. So, like we've just spoken, the law is the law. There's rules in place for everything. And I would never put anybody, because that's been my biggest fear since my kids were little. Because it's just part of society.
And you know your son has denied these allegations.
Correct.
He has denied them, you know, he pled no contest. He did not plead guilty. He pled no contest, which is saying, Judge, I'm not saying I did it. Do you believe your son?
I do, for the reason that home daycare, I don't have a backup. Okay. It's me, myself, and I, so I'm always home. I'm always there. My home, the present home, it's the same one. It's an open concept. You look here, you can see there. I mean, you turn around. And the furthest I would go would be the garage, which I measured my steps. It's 19 steps to throw my trash in the garage and 19 steps back to that same location of my trash can in my kitchen. So that's the furthest I would go without even, if someone was, I couldn't see behind me. Of course, I don't have eyes behind my head. But then I'm walking back, even in my living room, it's all open concept, so it's like, I have to be there, because I'm responsible and I'm the one that was registered with the state. And I strive to be 100% with zero deficiencies on every single inspection. And I'm very proud of that.
You obviously knew, was it Emmeline, is her name? Emmeline?
Her nickname is Emmy.
Okay.
I don't remember the full first.
Okay, but
Proper.
Emmy is the complainant in this case, correct? And so she was at your daycare?
She had started with me in early February before the freeze week. She was having a lot of problems at her daycare center. She was throwing a lot of tantrums. She didn't want to go back. There was a huge turnover at her church daycare.
Prior to coming to yours?
Prior to coming to me.
Right. So
Mom reached out to me. I know Mom since before he was born, from Harlingen, because we're from Harlingen. They were originally from Corpus. They got moved down there because I was working at Time Warner Cable. And that's where I met her. Then, of course, we parted ways and everything. Facebook came on and, hey, I know you, whatever. And then she had a marketing degree, but changed it to teaching. And she's like, she's having a really hard problem. She's clinging to me. She's crying. She makes our hearts break when we leave her at daycare. This went on for about 2 to 3 weeks when the parents said, you know what, this isn't working. Something's going on and we need to pull her from daycare. So they came and toured the house. They called a couple of times, asked a lot of questions. They came and toured the house, and then they told me, we'll get back to you in a couple of days. They were not even home when she was calling me. She's like, we're going to go ahead and register her. Can she start the following Monday? I said, of course. So she started the following Monday, and from night and day, she never cried, never threw a tantrum, never nothing. It was just a smile, goodbye, Miss Nora. And she had a little, like a lovey blanket that she would carry. And I didn't care she carried that. If they're comfortable, that's what they need. And never had any problems, never cried at drop-off pickup. Even the last time that she was picked up, bye, Miss Nora, see you tomorrow. The same little routine every single day. So yeah, no, there was never. But prior, yes, because she had that for 2 to 3 weeks at the old daycare. But once with me, no, she had no tantrums and nothing.
So we're here begging the judge to place your son on probation, right? Do you think he will follow the rules that the judge requires?
He doesn't have a choice because he knows the morals and everything, how he was raised. His support system from me, from his brother, stepfather, in our community, and everybody that, that we still are involved with and everything. He can be very successful. He was supposed to start college at Northwest, just 3-4 minutes from the house last fall. so he missed this whole year, so I was a year behind. So most definitely he will be successful because that's his goal, to go back to school. He was already registered to start and everything before he got arrested. We're a goal-oriented family, so we're here, do or die, and we're going to support him, and he will be successful because that's who he is, who he wants to be.
Okay, I have nothing further from you. The prosecutor may ask you some questions and we'll go from there.
I just have a couple questions for you. So if I'm understanding this correctly, you do not believe that your son committed this offense?
Correct.
And so you're looking at really everything through that lens, right? That he actually didn't commit this, right?
Correct, not as mom lens, but as a person who he is. Now, I'm not saying nothing could have happened to her. If something happened to her, I understand that. But my residence is not the only residence she went to. And that weekend before, she was in Corpus. They were in Corpus that weekend before. The reason I remember that is because on Friday, mom picked her up early because it was a.
Okay, and I'm just gonna stop you right there. It's kind of simple for me in the sense of either you believe Emily, as you called her, or you don't believe her. So it's fair to say you don't believe her.
I don't believe that my son did this to her.
Okay. Another questions?
All right, any
I have
follow-up?
nothing further.
All right, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.